first for coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap.
Oh wow.
All right, welcome to episode 16 of Woodcrest Certified. Woo! Episode 16, y'all. For
I'm gonna
those,
make fun of you for clapping later, bro.
yeah, fuck, man, come
That
on.
wool was unseasoned too, though. We gonna let
That
you
shit
have
was.
it.
That's
Should
that
I just
Milwaukee shit, bro.
should I just stop and like redo it? Like,
No,
fuck.
no, keep
Uh,
going.
Anyway, for those of you that are at home not roasting me currently in this little intro here, again, when you're watching these videos, if you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you know whenever we post a video as well. So we're gonna kick it off here, kind of going off a little bit of a cliffhanger from last week's episode. David didn't really like my wording, but we were talking
wait. Before you get to that, I think we should talk about Antonio Brown because we won't be able to do it next week.
Okay, we can talk about Antonio Brown now.
He's a legend.
Only the
Like-
petty king,
Yo,
David,
that
would
man
appreciate the
said,
shit AB does.
Fuck this job on the job.
Bro, he said fuck you to $1 million.
I approve of
wild.
his message.
You
You know,
approve of his
I read
message?
some conspiracy theory talking about that these guys, the Tampa Bay Bucks organization, was attempting to like freeze him out so they wouldn't have to pay him for those incentives. But it's like that sounds weird because it's like he's coming off of a 3-game suspension. Like,
Right.
had it
And
not
it was
been
a-
for that suspension, he's gonna knock those incentives down easily. And
didn't it,
even
like-
with the suspension, he's still most likely, you know, if he doesn't bail out, he still most likely would have gotten all 3 of those incentives. It was like catches,
it was 8
plus
catches,
yards, and I
it
think
was-
another few
it was
touchdowns.
8 catches, 1
That's just so-
touchdown,
Yeah.
and then whatever how many yards. It was like under 100 yards. Like I think it might have been under 50 yards type shit.
Like
Yeah,
when,
so it's like
when
he
they
would have got them all.
when they found out that his vaccine card was illegitimate, like didn't they first start by saying that he was suspended indefinitely?
No. I didn't think so.
No, Tampa Bay was like, yo, we followed all the protocol. He gave us the documents. We sent it to the NFL. Boom. And then I guess they
Well,
like opened some type of
it was
investigation.
it was
It
the
was the NFL
NFL
who suspended him. Oh,
Yeah, it was the
Gotcha.
NFL that dropped the 3-week suspension, which
Mm.
I mean, like I mentioned before, I feel like that would have been a much bigger deal, wasn't for the fact he was out anyway already because of injury.
The quarterback is suspended too.
What quarterback?
The
You
nigga
talking
that
about the
lied
other guy? Yeah, he did. It wasn't
It wasn't a quarterback.
though.
It was like a linebacker.
there was
or
another
something
guy,
from him.
yeah.
Yeah, there was
No,
another
not
guy.
on Tampa. Wasn't it a quarterback of a whole nother team that lied about getting vaccinated too?
Oh, you talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Boom.
No, he didn't lie about it.
He didn't
So-
lie.
So his comments were
He didn't have a fake vaccine card.
yeah, they were quote unquote misleading to the media. Like to the media, he said he's inoculated. That's what he said. But the
He
NFL
said immunized.
immunized, yeah. And then, but the league and the Packers knew what he was doing. Like they knew exactly, which is also stupid that there was like a fine because like he talks about it in the Pat McAfee show too, that like he went through months of battling with the NFL in order to get this shit approved to count as being vaccinated. And they said no. So they had all the opportunity right there to be like, well, if you do this shit, we're gonna fine you, but they didn't. It wasn't until like it came out that he tested positive, and then because he tested positive, he had to follow the unvaccinated player protocols. Then that's when the media was like, "Oh shit, like he's not vaccinated or whatever." So he like misled us or lied or whatever. And then that's when the NFL came back and then gave him and the Packers a fat ass fine. I think it was like $500K fine type shit.
Well, I got a question for you because with what he attempted to do, like get that immunization stuff as like a substitute for being vaccinated, with that, like the NFL categorized him as an unvaccinated player.
Correct.
So he had to follow the protocols of an unvaccinated player
Which he has been
all year.
all year. Yes.
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure one of them is like you got to wear a mask when you're doing like your media availability, and he
No,
ain't wear a
so
mask
when-
all year
You don't have to.
as
you-
an unvaccinated.
You
player.
have to wear it to like when you're walking in, but everyone in the media availability there is all vaccinated type shit. You don't have to have the mask on when you're like fucking 7-8 feet apart from where the media people are post games and shit. But
Oh,
like
'cause I thought that-
anywhere in the team facility, anywhere around players, like around practices or whatever, you have to have a mask on, which he's been doing. He's been getting tested every single day for however many weeks, however many times a day. Like he's been following every single protocol of being an unvaccinated player, and whatnot. So then that's why that was a weird ass fine for the NFL to come with after the fact.
The NFL is a poorly run organization. That's what it comes down to, bro.
I don't disagree.
Like the United States too, but we could keep going.
But yeah, so like bringing it back to
This would have happened under Trump, bro.
jeez.
There's no way. What's it
I
called?
blame
Like-
Joe Biden.
But Antonio Brown is wild, bro. I mean, we'll wait to see what happens. What else gets released? I don't think it had. I doubt his ankle's fucked up, but we'll see.
Yeah, and David, to
Well,
your thought of saying like, oh, they were trying the conspiracies, they try to put him on ice when they try to put him in the game, and he said he's too hurt supposedly to play.
Yeah, I'm refuting that alleged conspiracy. I don't believe it.
Yeah, it doesn't make
I'm
sense.
saying like that's silly. Before you try to put that on me like you just did, I'm not defending.
no, I'm just
that.
saying that's what you said, bro. Like I didn't.
No, I
So
said I read. I said,
what were-
oh, yo, this guy is weird. I said I read a conspiracy saying so and so, and it doesn't make sense.
Fuck Ricky, man. I don't like Dominicans, bro.
God,
I'm not.
This
Bro, all I'm
fucking
saying- all I'm saying is-
Milwaukee residents literally.
Bro, I didn't say that
are
it was
mad
your
strange,
words.
bro.
I'm just saying
David
the
do
point
the
that
same
you
shit,
said.
though.
I'm saying
That-
David is the fucking
David do the
worst.
same shit. When you make a point and you clearly define your point, he still be like, "This is what you're saying." No, motherfucker, I spent 10 minutes telling you what the
I
fuck I
heard-
meant.
I heard the same thing David heard, bro.
Of
Wait,
what?
you're talking about me? You heard what I
Of
said?
you, I heard you trying to persecute my dog David for some shit that he doesn't stand behind. That's what
I
I
didn't.
heard, bro.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
what
Oh yeah.
David
What Rook just
said,
did. Yeah.
What I said was what David said. The point that he made about what he read doesn't make sense.
Uh,
That's
That
weird what he
wasn't
said.
my. That wasn't my point, Anthony.
I'm not saying it's your. I'm saying what you.
That's what you just said.
Read.
What
He
you
said
just
what
said,
you
dude.
read. No,
I'm
he
not
said what
saying
you
it's your
read.
words,
And from
motherfucker.
yeah,
I'm not
this
saying
nigga
that's what you stand by. You fucking
comprehension is key. He said you
No,
read
hey,
some
this-
shit and you was
this shit
making a
is-
point from what you read.
All right,
nigga.
saying
when
the
we
shit that you
revisit this
read.
video and we go over what you said, you're gonna feel a little slow.
No, like I'm so lost.
Yo,
bro.
fuck
Like,
this nigga Rookie, bro.
I
Bro,
think the
fuck
problem is
you.
this nigga don't be paying attention. I think that's what the problem is.
I mean, he's half watching the game.
How
That's
am
what
I,
I'm
how I'm not paying attention if I just stopped him in the middle of him trying to put that shit on me?
Because you're not
putting it on
listening to
you.
what he's saying. He
Bro,
literally
he said
telling
going back
you.
to David's point about the conspiracy.
Yeah,
that's what he
because
said.
brought
The-
up the conspiracy.
point
That's
that
what he
you
said.
brought
Brought
up,
up something I
didn't say-
read.
No,
didn't
he not
say that
saying you
believe
believe
it.
it. He said you was the only one that brought it up, bro. Listen, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. You gotta process it, bro. Like,
All right, Pete,
I-
you're the all-knowing. You
Uh,
hear
no,
everything,
nigga.
and you comprehend
bruh,
everything, and you
see what
understand
the
everything.
problem is? I know what the problem is with David. I figured it out.
Pete, you
nigga
know
li-
everything.
This
You
nigga
know everything.
listens to respond instead of to process and to internalize it and make it make sense. Like,
David is on, bro.
yeah, Mike.
My nigga.
Man, not this shit
fucking
again,
jumping
bro.
jacks, bro.
Yo, Mike, bro. And this nigga done so mad, so I'm all knowing and all this other shit.
For real, y'all can't hear me?
I didn't hear anything of what you just said.
No, dude, we heard bits and pieces.
I gotta buy a new one, bro. Fuck.
I mean,
Why don't
whatever.
yo just connect it to your computer? Like,
it is connected
directly.
now.
Yeah, I got it hooked up to the computer.
oh, yeah, I thought that was the issue.
Yeah, here we are. So the social media point that was made but not brought up by anyone in this chat conversation here is what I'm saying doesn't make sense. So there's that. But y'all
No
seen
shit.
yeah, y'all seen that tweet I sent with dude talking about how there was shit going on in the locker room like at halftime
Yeah, they were
before?
fighting about something. Like
Yeah.
whether it's the ankle or not, we might honestly not even know. Like Bruce Arians might not even address it, and I'm pretty sure Antonio Brown keeps saying that it's about the ankle. So hopefully somebody gets involved and tells us something. Hopefully.
But even if it was the ankle, right? Let's just say he don't have the right to be like, bro, I can't play on this shit.
My niggas jumping jacks.
Yeah, he was doing jumping jacks, bro.
But it's no man. It ain't the same shit though, but it's being on the field with niggas that's over 200 pounds and trying to run them over.
But at the end, so like Bruce Arians is known as like a player first type of coach, right? Like he's known to be a player's coach. So like granted, he, is pretty aggressive with as far as like holding his players accountable and expecting certain things. And if they don't reach those things, he gets upset. But like that's any coach. But he always has been known as someone that favors the players all the time, right? So like I don't see this being a Bruce Arians thing. Like I see it as AB doing an AB type of episode type shit.
I mean, for the purpose of the conversation, Bruce Arians is a player, wherever the fuck you said, all right?
Players coach,
But
yeah.
if I feel like I can't play on my ankle, I don't have a right to
And I'm
say
saying I think he's full of shit.
Yeah, right. If that's the case, Peterson, yeah, 1000%. Right. Like if he really feels he can't play, I don't buy it. Like your ankle's so fucked up, you're running off this field, you're doing a spectacle. That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're week 17 in the National Football League. Everybody's hurt to some degree, right? There's no way Antonio Brown hasn't played through injuries in his career before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It seems like this is another problem. Like something else happened, and Antonio Brown's like, "Fuck you, I won't play." And they're like, "Why? My ankle's hurt." Like he just kind of just went back to that and used that as an excuse.
But
That's what it seems like to me.
even in that, if they both beefing, let's just say, right, wouldn't Bruce Arians be petty for trying to throw him in too, or they both being petty?
I mean, if it wasn't about his ankle, then Antonio Brown is still wrong. Like, let's say you're my coach and you're telling me, like, all right, fuck this little fight that we had. We need you to get in and do your thing. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not going to get in. Like, I'm still wrong for that, right? Like, I'm still putting myself or my petty problems above the team.
Absolutely.
Which is true. I just feel like I don't know who would. I mean, Antonio Brown is from South Florida, one. So I'm saying, what would be his incentives to be like, bro, I'm not gonna play for this $1 million, like suck my dick type shit, right?
We seen him do it twice already.
Yeah.
For more money too.
Yeah. True.
Hey,
I mean,
AB's gonna
like,
AB, bro.
Yeah, he feels about things. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to get more information. Like, maybe like he felt disrespected. Maybe he's justified in feeling how he's feeling. It's just the way that he goes about it. Like the thing with Ben Roethlisberger on the Steelers, I feel like I'm 1000% on his side. Like Ben Roethlisberger, in my opinion, is a bitch. Right? Like,
Wow.
nah, like for real. Like, how?
I didn't know you was gonna go that route. But
Yeah, me either. I wasn't expecting that.
Like,
But you're on his
honestly,
side?
like in terms of like how he feels, like how you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the team, and you got a radio show and you're airing niggas out, like that's trash.
True. That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be the leader. And then when it comes to like the front office, they're always gonna take Ben's side. So in terms of how AB felt, I feel him. But then he turns it into a spectacle. So it's like it's hard to defend him when he's running around like a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
How old is he?
Man,
33 or something, right? Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
think he's like 30 something.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'm not gonna say the name. I don't think he's ever gonna watch this episode or our podcast at all. But, just in case, I'm not gonna say his name. But I watched when I was on JV a varsity player at Gateway basically do the same thing. He took off his jersey, he took off his shoes, and after the game, when he tried to apologize, Coach Baker was like, "Nah, like I don't want you to come back. Like I
I know who
appreciate
you
you
talking
manning
about.
up." You know
I
who I'm
saw
talking
something like
about.
that too.
I
Yeah,
saw
I
that.
know.
I know
so-
you know who I'm talking about.
I saw that too, but I thought dude was on JV.
No.
Nah, he
No,
was
I
on
saw that from a
varsity.
varsity player.
He was a
But
varsity player,
this
and
was
this is
during
when I
my
was in the
time, not
10th
Chris'
grade.
time.
This is when I was in
Yeah,
the
so
10th grade.
Oh,
we talking
okay.
about different people.
Damn, dude, history repeats itself because I seen this shit.
Yeah,
Bro.
I know who Chris talking about because he ended up going to a different school and trying to play for them and all this other shebang. Like,
The
So
person
this
I
man-
saw do it was Bruce. I'll say his name because I don't like dude. He threatened to shoot me once because I wouldn't let him into the locker room on some stupid.
Like you aired this and you fucking snitched on him. That's crazy.
You said
Ben
my-
Roethlisberger.
no, I'll just say like I don't like dude. Whatever.
Ben Roethlisberger over here.
Nah, but
Okay.
like the dude took off his jersey, he took off his shoes. He was just like, "Fuck it, I'm done." And then after the game, Coach Baker was like, "Listen, I don't want you on my team anymore." Right? And like, I don't think Coach Baker's wrong. Like, bro, like you're just like giving up on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think.
but like when you look at a 17-year-old, that's how you expect them to react to conflict. When you look at a 32-year-old man, it's like, bro, you should be better. But like I said, we need more information. We got to see more. I want to see different sides of the situation before I put a definitive stamp on this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true though. We don't know context, like, cause some
Uh,
people at my job think I'm being a bitch, and I don't think I'm
Well,
being a bitch. Like,
oh.
Why would they
Like,
think
for-
that about you?
because this whole vaccine bullshit, and they're like, first of all, my store manager is like, bruh, like you come in here, you do what you're supposed to do. Like you an asset more than a liability. Why wouldn't you want to get vaccinated? You can move up and all this other stupid ass shit. And I was just like, I get all that, but I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody's
Are you
like,
saying fuck this job?
basically.
Fuck this
Like,
up.
but
That's
I
a
still-
on the
motto.
job.
You're an inspiration.
I still go in there and be productive though. Like, I could show my ass if I wanted to, but then it was
Take
like,
off your
oh,
pads and shit.
yeah, I could
Skip out
walk
the door.
building, or I could do dumbass shit. I could go on the back, go get all the Jordans and LeBrons and push them on the floor and just let people have at it. I could do wild shit because it been other people that have done that shit like before they left. But I come in, I be productive, whatever. Like, so I understand what Chris saying. Like, you can do it a different way, but not everybody has the emotional intellect to even act like this. So
1,000%. I had a supervisor. It's crazy because like I don't want to bore y'all with the details, but basically, like when I first got into the military, we were all in sections, but now we're all together, right? It's specialists and it's crew chiefs. But before, when we were isolated, I had this supervisor that was basically at the end of his career, and he was really jaded because of the things that happened to him, right?
mhm.
So like I seen a lot of things go down, and I seen that a lot of people had beef, but I only seen his side of the story. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
then once we got integrated and I seen like the other side of production, I was like, damn, like this guy was wrong for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he was justified in how he felt, but he had problems with the upper people. The people that he was punishing are the people who are on his level. Like damn, bro, like I feel that you got a problem with supervision, but like I'm the one that has to make up for like your retaliation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's just one of those things where it's like yeah, I feel you, but like you can maybe go about this a different way. And I think that's what goes with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I feel like he showed his ass, but maybe that's how he wanted to do it. Like a big fuck you to everybody.
Like I
Yeah.
said, maybe in the next couple of days a bomb will drop and we'll be like, damn, like I'm surprised he didn't go harder. Like we just need more information.
from the context of how I sit, that's some gangster ass shit though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Yeah,
like I be feel like going to work and doing the same shit. Like, man, fuck all you pussy ass niggas, man. Like, But my mom raised me a little bit better, so I'm just like I'm going to ride it out until I can't ride it out no more. Whenever they push me out the building, I'm a bow out with grace. You feel me? Like,
should we invite
Antonio
AB to the
Brown
podcast so you can talk about it?
That'd be
Antonio
awesome.
Antonio Brown represents all Florida niggas everywhere, bro. That's what.
Bro, he would fit right
South
in.
Florida niggas, South Florida niggas, them niggas is different.
niggas.
Like,
He'll fit in perfectly.
How do you
Chris,
think?
no?
How do you think the Buccaneers' chances fare now? You know, with them losing AB. I mean, Godwin's out. They got injuries.
Fournette.
To Fournette. To really, they're riding on Gronk and two other tight ends, and Mike Evans. You know, he has a hamstring issue, so you never know. Like he's back in the lineup, but with hamstrings, that shit can flare up at any minute. You know, but let's say a healthy Mike Evans. How do you think they fare?
Man, Tom Brady will make an 8-course meal out of water. So
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. Like you can never count Tom Brady out. He's probably done more with less before, but like that defense is kind of depleted, and now that the offense is also depleted, like you can't consider them
It's
the
tough.
favorites. You can't consider them the favorites. But they got Tom Brady, so I'm not putting bets against.
Not to, bro. Like ever since. I'm sorry, Chris, but that Super Bowl when they came back against the Falcons, like I feel like there's nothing Tom Brady can't do.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're a bitch.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry,
I feel like
bro.
you're a bitch. That's how I feel, bro.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think the Packers are kind of the favorites now, like with all the injuries.
I think so
they have.
too. Even before this whole saga.
Really?
Yeah, the Packers are pretty
Yeah.
fucking dominant, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I've been here long enough and paid enough attention now to the Packers where it's like they always seem to dominate in the regular season and play well, and then there's some collapse at some point in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
and
they've
we've
been
seen it a couple
dominating,
times.
especially as of late, but I mean they do enough to win, bro. Whether you win by 1 or 30, like you won.
I mean, they were pretty
'cause, like,
dominant
going-
last year, David.
Yeah, I was about to say last year they were dominant as shit.
I'm saying like you can go back like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks ago they played Baltimore against Tyler Huntley. They win by 2. The week after that they play Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield. They win by 2.
All right, but David, if you go like 12-4, right, like 11 or 11-5, year after year, I mean that's pretty safe to say you're pretty fucking dominant.
I'm saying like they haven't been dominating their competition. I thought that's what you were referring to. As in like they're just pounding their shit. That's what I thought you
no
were referring
homo.
to.
But I don't.
Nah,
I don't-
mad homo. They were fucking the shit out of their opponents.
Super homo. That's exactly what you
Cancelled.
meant. We're canceled. We can't monetize this. We're fucked. But like this is the NFL though. Like it's just like the NBA, right? Like in the regular season, the most dominant team can lose to the worst team. Like when we're saying dominant, we're talking about like the overall picture. You could lose on any
Season after
Sunday.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can lose on any Sunday unless your name's Tom Brady. So, no.
Shit, I mean, he almost lost to the Jets, nigga. He almost lost to the Jets, and he got
lost
skunked by
before,
the
though.
Saints. He got skunked to the Saints, bro.
That was an ugly loss there.
Very ugly.
That was an ugly loss. Do you think the Cowboys and the Cardinals game is more indicative of like how not real of a team Dallas is, or more proving how good of a team the Cardinals are?
Sheesh.
I didn't really watch that game. I was watching Miami.
I think the Cowboys have just a bunch of unlocked potential on the offensive side. It's just I don't know. I don't know what's going on now that they're not dominating. Believing that seen me get into an
You gotta
argument with
restart that,
Austin.
Chris. Yeah, you gotta restart that.
When did I cut out?
You said that they have all this unlocked potential.
Yeah, like I believe in their defense. You see me argue with Austin. They just need to be able to consistently like just convert third downs and just put up numbers in order to like dominate the way I feel like they should. Like I was telling David, bro, I feel like they're one of the 3 best teams in the football in the NFL if they play to their potential. They just haven't been like as of late, you know.
Yeah, their offense is like weird because they have all this crazy firepower, like with receivers and shit, but then they're still super kind of dependent on the run game too, though, which doesn't necessarily make sense because like when you have that much firepower, like for teams, I feel like your passing game opens up the run game, and then that's when you start getting your flow. But like they can't really effectively hit the passing game if their running game isn't really going for whatever reason, which doesn't make
I thought it
sense to
was
me.
the reverse.
It's
I thought the
supposed
run
to
game
be.
opens up
Yeah.
the pass
So
game. Like you look at the Bengals, for example, they got a
yeah.
1,000-yard rusher, Pro Bowler, and Joe Mixon.
It's the same.
And then that's
it's the
why
same
all
with the
3 of these
Packers
dudes can
too.
get off.
Yeah, it's the same with the Packers too. But what I'm saying is when you have that amount of crazy weapons offensively, right? Like if the run game isn't going, because it's been kind of shaky all year with like Zeke and then Pollard. Like Pollard is kind of shown to be the better fucking running back this season at times than Zeke, which I think is kind of an issue, right? So like their run game hasn't been consistent. So when you have a passing game as dominant as theirs, right? Like when you or what it should be when you have all those crazy weapons, then it's like kind of how defenses are playing the Chiefs, where you have to go 2 safety high all the time. You gotta play deep, can't let anything behind you or whatever. So then that opens up the run game. So that's how like the passing game opens up the run game if you don't have a really good run game, which the Cowboys should have a really good run game, but it's not working. But then they also have these crazy receivers offensively that should be able to help with that. And it's like it's not like coinciding.
Like Michael Gallup, when he was healthy, was their 4th best receiver. Like that's way better than almost anybody else in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like
Who's their 4th?
he'd be at their 4th.
He's behind Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. And who's the other one?
Colts,
Who?
the tight end.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
but that man's out for the year. Gallup, he tore his ACL this
Yeah,
past
he tore
weekend.
his shit.
yeah, he tore. That's what I'm saying before. And even the guy that backs him up, Wilson, is pretty good. Like they got weapons, bro. Like they got weapons.
Yeah, I still think Brady got weapons in Tampa. The guy that pretty much took over AB's role, his name's like Cyril something. He's basically a track star turned football player.
You're talking about
Nobody
number
can
15?
keep up with him.
You're talking about number 15?
I think so.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
think I know who you're
Cyril, like
talking
Harris
about.
or something like that. But
Yeah.
he didn't even
Was
play
he the-
college football. He's just literally a track star turned football player.
Oh, really?
Was he the
crazy.
one that
He went
scored
to
the
LSU.
game-winning touchdown? He's the one
Yes,
that
yes,
scored the
him.
game-winning touchdown. Yeah, that's number 15.
Yeah, he can play, dog. And
Yeah.
Tom Brady's gonna use him.
I'll tell you what though, like a lot of it, I don't want to like, dismiss what he did. What he did last year was awful. Like Brady just brings that out of you, dog. Like, you put it where like I feel like my mother could catch it. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's nice. He's nice.
Brady will
Alright.
throw a receiver open type
Sure.
shit like all the time. I think this past year when they're talking about the top 100 players shit, and then Chris Godwin was there talking about Brady, and he was talking about how he ran an out route, and then so he runs the out, and then the defender is like so if he's here, right, the defender's here and his out is running here, and then Brady threw the ball like behind the defender over the top to Godwin, like over here, which doesn't make any fucking sense as to how you even complete that. And I didn't even notice. I that's one of those plays like I didn't notice during the regular season, but then when they pointed out, it's like holy fuck! Like how
That
do you
shit's
even
insane.
how do you even
It's
think
insane.
about doing that? Like if I'm looking
Yeah.
at that, like all right, that route's dead. Let me look throughout the progressions. And Brady's like, nah, I'm gonna fucking throw that shit in there.
I mean that's what makes Tom Brady the GOAT, man. He makes like next level plays look pedestrian. Like, oh, there it is. That's exactly where I'm supposed to put it. Like where no other quarterback would put it, like he's gonna put it there and it's gonna be successful more times than not.
Or even think about even trying to make that throw. I don't like I give a lot of credit to people like Mahomes and Rodgers. I mean, maybe Rodgers is the only other crazy motherfucker that I think that could try a throw like that, but I don't think that's one of those throws where like Mahomes would think about trying to throw it over a fucking defender when you're running an out route that way. Like that's just wild. Brady's on that next level shit. So that comment's for you, Pete, because you always give me shit about the Brady versus Mahomes thing.
Nah, that I give y'all shit because it be the like the motherfucker's talented. Like, of course, Mahomes, like talented as fuck, but a motherfucker pop up, let's say his first 3 years and he's a beast, that automatically push him over somebody. And I think that'd be the problem with David, why he get mad when y'all make the statement about LeBron, how you put somebody over somebody that been doing it for 18 years.
David
Yeah,
can't
that's what I'm saying. Like,
LeBron go.
At what point do you let go? Like Tom Brady's an anomaly. Like
when
at
the
what
nigga
point
retire.
So like when Dirk Nowitzki was like stinking it up out there, I'm supposed to still put him in my top 10. You know, like it doesn't even make sense. Like Julio Jones is trash this year.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna put him in a top 10. You know, like it doesn't even make sense.
But it is even. I was watching the video earlier. I think it was earlier today or yesterday. My time be fucked up. But it was talking about Jordan. Even when he wasn't winning, he was still dominating. Like he was still scoring like crazy, getting assists and all that shit, right? Like when he didn't make it to the championship, when he went to Washington, all that shit. Like
when he went to Washington?
Yeah, he was still putting up some type of numbers at.
No, he was kind of.
He was still pretty decent.
He was putting up like 22 a game.
It was 20. Yeah, it was like 20. I just looked at it the other day for some reason. I don't know. I think the first year was 22, and then the last year was 20.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's still pretty decent. Like for somebody that's.
But that's not like you're not gonna put him in your top 5 of players,
right? Like in 2001, he wasn't better than Allen Iverson, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
You feel me?
No.
You feel me? Yeah, right.
No. You ain't let me make the point though. Yes and no. I'm saying like, cause that be the problem. We're putting, and I think that could go both ways too. When I say we putting legacy over what we see now, like, or you put over what we see now over legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's a debate that we touched on anyways. Like that those are two different debates. Like Michael Jordan's legacy is solidified. LeBron's legacy is solidified. Like guys like Curry aren't touching LeBron's legacy. Like I don't even think like you could give Curry 10 more years of what he's doing and like he's still not touching LeBron's legacy. Right? But in terms of like who's better on what is it, January 3rd?
January 3rd,
better right now.
Who's better?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different debate.
Who's better?
We already had that debate last week.
Yeah, we already had this debate, nigga. Like are we gonna get to the religion? Or do you want us to do the LeBron thing? I'll do the LeBron thing. I'm completely okay with that.
Me too. There's no way Steph Curry's better than LeBron, bro.
Nah, there's many ways.
How?
Bro, it's funny because last week David was giving me shit. He was like, he made the joke like, oh, Rook makes changes every single week based off of how players are playing to change his top 5. And literally David got the most loud this past fucking week when LeBron has gone crazy this last week. And that's when David has gone the loudest.
He's been going crazy for like 3 weeks now.
You gotta say that over.
Yo, Mike.
You gotta say that over.
I laugh because he's posted. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I laugh because I keep seeing this guy post like this guy's stats or whatever. Like, bro, like we haven't seen Giannis
43 points. 43 points with 0 turnovers.
That's fine.
That was the highlight of that.
All right,
that
that's
statistic.
Cool. That's cool. Like Giannis
he's doing that.
Like we haven't seen Giannis go on game tears. We haven't seen like remember Kevin Durant's MVP year? He was like in January. Let me finish what I'm saying. In January, he dropped like 50 like 4 times, like just in the month of January. Like these are top 5 elite all-time players. Like they can all go on runs. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you believe he's gonna average 36 for the rest of the season?
He's up to 28 right now.
Like, do you believe he's gonna average from this point until the end of the season? Do you think he's gonna average 36?
No, but he's at 28 right now on 52% shooting.
You're not answering my question.
I said no.
Okay.
But right now he's at 28 on 52%.
That's what I'm saying. Like Curry can go on historic runs. Kevin Durant can go on historic runs. Jokic has gone on plenty of historic runs. Nobody just doesn't talk about it. Like these guys are amazing players. You're acting like we have LeBron at like 23. We have him at number fucking 4 or 5. You know what
You
I'm
guys have
saying?
4
Like,
dudes ahead of him. You guys have Curry
and
ahead of
those.
him, Giannis, Jokic, and
All right, so
KD.
all right, so we're obviously not going to get to the religious debate. I'm sorry, that's going to have to happen next week.
I'm not sorry. I
LeBron.
don't care to debate it, man.
Let's talk about LeBron, Pete. So this nigga, like, I got a lot of thoughts on this, right? Because like the guy's team is an 8th, and what David was this week on the group chat is the group that wins our team accomplishments, and it has nothing to do with the individual, right? He called us weird. He said that that's dumb that we're using that as a metric, blah, 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 right? But like, isn't that why we had LeBron as the undisputed #1 player? Because he kept on elevating his team to like overachieving every single year, right?
I mean, he didn't.
That was part of it, but it's like it's still how dominant he is over like all around, like with everything.
Did he do that in Miami?
And he's still doing that. Like
he elevated his team in Miami. Because of LeBron, Miami was better.
I think Miami
of
was
course.
like that 2013 Miami team was like one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. Like you take away LeBron and they're definitely not, you know, like
2013 is when they won 27 in a row, I think.
Yeah, 2013 was crazy.
That's fuck. I mean, that in and of itself is crazy as fuck.
Like, I see what Peterson's saying. Like, at LeBron, they probably achieved what we expected them to achieve. But like, when you think of like the Cavs team prior to that, the Cavs team after that, like he definitely overachieved in a couple of seasons, right?
Yeah.
So like, all right, so let's talk about this, right? Because like now he's not overachieving, like he's underachieving. And I feel like we're still giving him the same credit.
David wanted to snap real quick on that.
I see what David talking about. Is he?
So is Jokic underachieving too?
You gotta let me make my point.
Second best player.
You cut off in the beginning.
Like name 5 good players on the Nuggets right now.
Will Barton.
Okay.
Yeah,
Porter's
Jokic.
out. Jamal Murray's out. Jokic. That's 2. Aaron Gordon can give you 20.
Aaron Gordon's terrible.
Monte Morris is a solid. No, y'all still have Monte Morris, right? And
Monte
Campazzo.
Morris is... Yo, you were
Campazzo?
shitting on Monte Morris. That's crazy.
This man went to Campazzo.
Okay, so I mean, you guys clown Russell Westbrook all the time. Now you guys are like, well, LeBron has
he's
Russell
still a
Westbrook.
top 30 player. He's still a top 30 player.
He's just on the back end of the 30.
Like, where's Aaron Gordon? Like, is Aaron Gordon a top 70 player?
I mean, probably. He's showing up to get paid like one.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying is, I think LeBron has made his teammates better for a long time. I think it's been a long time since he's done that. Like, if 2010 LeBron, the 2019 Laker team, they probably won 50, 60 games. Like, think about that 2019 Laker team. They got Lonzo Ball, who's killing shit. They got Brandon Ingram, who's killing shit.
Because he learned how to shoot.
They had Brandon Ingram, who's killing shit. They had Josh Hart, who's really good. And then did they have Julius Randle?
Another All-Star.
I don't remember if they had.
I think he left before LeBron got there.
He might have left before LeBron got there.
I know he was there with Kobe, but
all I'm saying is that LeBron had these guys. It's almost like I feel like a lot of players that LeBron has are underachieving.
Wait, the guys he have are underachieving now? I mean, look at like guys like
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk is underachieving?
He looked a lot better in Charlotte.
What?
Did he not?
No, Malik Monk goes crazy.
You think
and he's in the same role, bro. He comes off the bench and he's just a fucking bucket. And he's been starting lately, you know, with like the
You think he's better now? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's not better now.
And Malik Monk gets mad open shots and he's athletic as fuck. LeBron fucks with Malik
Russell Westbrook.
What?
You say I know who's definitely not better now is Russell Westbrook.
What do you then 2018 Russell Westbrook?
any version of Russell Westbrook.
So yeah, Russell Westbrook's not even playing to his potential
But why
at
is
the
that?
moment.
Why is that?
Because I don't think he's figured it out yet.
All right, so let's go back. Let's go back a year. Let's go back to 2018, the 2018 Cavs, right? Like they had Dwayne Wade.
That playoff run was
Prior
Wade
to
got
that,
sent back to Miami.
before that, they had the first half of the team, right?
And then he got a whole new roster.
And then he got a whole
he
new
took them-
roster,
He took them to the finals.
which is fantastic. But I'm talking about the individual players who were on his team. Like I don't think anybody was playing above their potential. If anything, I would argue they were all playing under the potential. Like Jay Crowder looks way better now. George Hill looks way better now. Like Dwayne Wade, we were like, oh, he's done. But then he went back to Miami and he was actually contributing to them winning. It's like, wait, what? Like there's still something left in the tank.
Mhm.
And then I can go back
He's that guy.
and then we can go back the year before, right? Like they beat the 2016 73 win Warrior team, right?
They
Yeah.
did.
And then the very next year they look like pretty pedestrian. The Cavs looked like it was falling apart already before Kyrie left. And then we can go back.
You talking
before that.
about
Wait.
against
Kyrie
the-
left in the offseason.
Yeah, you talking?
They didn't have Kyrie all year.
Yeah, they didn't have
No,
Kyrie.
they had him in
28.
2017.
They had him when
Oh, no,
Durant
you're right,
went
right.
to the Warriors.
Yeah, they had him.
Yeah, Kyrie was there for the 2 KD Finals MVPs.
Yeah, they had him.
And then the
they
next
already-
year it was Toronto
Yeah.
with Kawhi. And then it was Lakers Miami.
And then
And
we
then
can
Bucks.
go back, and then we can go back even further than that to the 2014 Miami Heat, who like just they look like they just gave up before the season started, dog. Like they went from a historic to a meh. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I feel like for a long
I didn't hear
time.
what you said.
What was the last thing? This is stupid. Like
He said I heard him. He said they went from a historic team to like meh the
Meh.
next year.
Like 2014 Miami Heat was like not impressive at all, considering who they had on their roster.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think they were gassed at that point from 3 previous trips to the finals.
I'm not buying that.
But
Yeah.
what kills me about that?
I mean,
that's
how many
LeBron's
other teams made it to the finals 4 years straight?
The
The
Warriors.
the Warriors they did. They made it
They went
15,
5 years
16.
straight.
And the
17.
Cavs.
But the thing about the Warriors is they got a really strong reinforcement midway through their consecutive finals runs
They got Kevin Durant.
by the name of Kevin Durant.
I've heard of her.
They had They had
You've heard
they had
of him.
LeBron and Chris Bosh in their prime, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. You know, this is the same guy when the Lakers beat the Nuggets, and I was like, yo, like the Nuggets were gassed after back-to-back 7-game series. He's like, yo, they're NBA players and they're young. They don't get gassed. Now my niggas talk about
What? You're all right. So you're comparing 2 7-game series to 4 straight finals runs? That's asinine.
you're comparing 4 years to 3 weeks. Yes, that's exactly what
No,
we're
you
doing.
are.
That's what we're doing. Like, I think the Nuggets were gassed, but you're talking about 4 consecutive final runs. Like, yeah, like, why wouldn't you be able to do that? Like, it's fucking a whole year apart, nigga.
What?
From one final to the next is a whole year apart.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but you still have to play all 82 games and then the playoffs. 4
I
years in
don't
a
know.
row.
I don't
All right,
know.
so you can. All right, so you can say Denver was gassed after those back-to-back
all right, so what
7-game
happened-
series,
so what
but I
happened-
can't
so
say
what-
the Miami Heat were gassed in 2014
All right, so
after going
so
to
they
the
were
finals
gassed.
4 straight
So
years.
they were gassed. They were gassed. That's fine. So
I mean, they got
2007
their ass whooped.
All right, that's fine. So 2017 Cavs, what happened?
Kevin Durant.
Nah, I'm talking about during the season. They went from being like one of the best teams in the NBA to like barely getting to the finals. And they had
In 20
Kyrie, LeBron, and yes,
Kevin
and
Love.
Kevin Love. What happened?
And they made it. They made it to the finals and lost to Kevin Durant's Warriors. They got
I'm
swept.
saying the whole season. I'm saying I know you got short term, but I'm saying like that whole season they did not look dominant. They looked like a pretty pedestrian team compared to like the talent that they had on the roster.
Yeah, they really stunk it up by making it to the finals. All right, but like I feel like we're sidetracking. Like Tell me
I'm
how
not
Steph Curry.
sidetracking.
Tell me how
I'm not
Steph.
sidetracking. I'm
Tell me
saying
how
that
Steph Curry's
LeBron.
better than LeBron James right now.
I feel like LeBron teams have an expiration date, and we're seeing it right now.
Dog,
They
they're
all have an expiration date.
in a few weeks when they're 4, 5, 6 games above
That's what
500.
you've been saying all season. That's what you've been saying all season. Next in 3 weeks.
Because early in the season it was LeBron that was out, and now
That's
as
fine.
of late it's AD that's out. That's their 1 and their 2.
Where
That's
do you
fine.
think the Lakers finish this year, bro? Because I don't think they're even catching the top 4 seeds.
They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna be top 6. I mean, how far back are they? Because aren't you the guy that mentioned how the West is kind of shaky right now?
It is, but
Wasn't that you?
1 through 4 is they're like, I think there's like a
It's what?
5-game
Golden
or 6
State, the Suns, Jazz,
and Memphis.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, and there's like
That's
a
4.
there's like a 5-game difference from 4 to 5 in the West.
I feel like
There's
4 weeks from now, somebody's gonna catch COVID. Malik Monk is gonna catch COVID, and David's gonna be like, "Oh, it's because Malik Monk got COVID. That's why they're not."
Chris, you're
7th
talking
seed
about the
right now."
same guy that talked about the Bucks went up against an injured Miami Heat team because they didn't have Victor Oladipo.
They didn't have Victor Oladipo. Like
they traded
is
a bunch of
funny,
role
bro.
players for that guy. All
fucking
right, but
Kelly
again, yo,
Olynyk.
you two, tell me how Steph Curry's better than LeBron James right now.
Because he is.
I feel like Curry's gravity.
Yeah.
I feel like you can plug Curry into any system. I feel like LeBron's gravity at this point in his career, like I said, like when he was on the Cavs, I feel like his teammates got worse, right? But like because he can go supernova, he was still the greatest player in the NBA, right? So it's like Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder and all these guys look terrible, but he can single-handedly carry you to like a whole nother level. I don't think LeBron has that anymore, right? Like if LeBron did have it, why didn't he go supernova against the Phoenix Suns last year? His groin injury, COVID, the fucking the Trump
his second best
conspiracy.
player in that series was Kyle Kuzma.
We've seen LeBron.
He's getting
do more
buckets
with
right
less,
now
bro.
too over in Washington.
We've seen him do
All right,
more
but-
with less, my nigga.
So this go with the little Jordan and LeBron argument. So
But
Jordan
I'm
gotta
saying
be the
so
GOAT.
so Steph Curry's gravity is what makes him better than LeBron James.
I think at this point he affects winning more than LeBron. Yes.
So then is Steph Curry better than Kevin Durant?
No.
Because of his gravity and how he affects winning? I mean, the Warriors have a better record, and Steph Curry has the most gravity in the league, right?
I mean, the Nets are winning a lot of games too, and Durant doesn't have
Not
any
as
help.
much as not as much as the
It doesn't
Suns
have as
and
much
James
help.
Harden. James Harden has been going crazy lately.
The Nets, yeah, the past 3 games, nigga, are they overachieving or are they underachieving?
The
The
Nets,
Nets
are the
are
1 seed.
overachieving.
Or 2
The
seed
Nets are
behind the Bulls.
overachieving. The Nets are overachieving.
Overachieving
Yes.
by being at the top of the overachieving by being at the top of the standings with Kevin Durant and James Harden. They're overachieving.
James Harden has been good for like 3 games, bro.
Bro, he's averaging like 24, 8 and 8 on the year.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, like he's not a top 5 player, bro. Like James Harden is like a legitimate second option right now.
Because he's next to
He's
Kevin
averaging
Durant.
22, 8 and 9.
Oh, sorry. The fuck?
Like that's like the type of numbers Middleton will put up, and he would call Middleton trash. You know what I'm saying?
Middleton
Like-
has never put up numbers like that.
Put up
He's
like 21.7 like a year ago, bro. What are you talking about?
Did he pull it up? Milwaukee man.
So
That shit doesn't even matter.
before
So Steph
Harden was
Curry's better
out-
than
before
LeBron
Harden
James
was out
because a
with
team
COVID.
wins and gravity. So Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA by that logic.
You're acting like wins don't matter. Like if DeMar DeRozan was averaging 26 on a Spurs team that was the 10th seed in the West, we would consider him a top 20 player.
DeRozan was top 25 last year. Absolutely. Averaging 26?
All right.
Of course he was top 25.
Okay, that's fine. So then
So
Chris
Bradley
Paul.
Beal, the year he averaged 35, and the Washington Wizards stunk it up, he was top
That's
25.
That's fine. Like if he was on a team that was on, if the Wizards were a 4th seed, he would be a top 10 player. Like what if Damian Lillard was averaging the same amount on a Blazers team that had no chance of making the playoffs, he would be a top 10 player?
Damian Lillard is on a play-in team right now, and he's still top 10.
Yes. But I'm saying like that's because he's carried his team to the playoffs so many times. But I'm saying, like, if
Steph Curry couldn't even do that last year.
He was playing
as the runner-up in
literally
MVP.
the worst team in the fucking world.
So if you switch Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal, we still look at Damian Lillard ends up a top 75 player.
Top 75?
Yes.
You talking about all time or right now?
I'm saying like the list that they just made, my nigga. It was like a month ago.
He made that list?
Yes.
Damian Lillard made that list?
Yes.
Are you sure?
We just had this debate. Remember, we're like, Damian Lillard shouldn't have been over Dwight Howard. You don't remember this?
Y'all was saying Anthony Davis shouldn't have been over Dwight Howard.
Oh, he's talking about the historic top 75.
Top 75, yes.
Of all time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Damian Lillard was on that list?
Yes. If Damian Lillard was on the Wizards and he never made the playoffs, they continued, like, we wouldn't consider him a top 10 player. Bradley Beal averaged like 33, which, like, how many players in the history of the NBA averaged 33 points a game for the whole season? Maybe like
a handful, if that.
Like 20 of them. And we didn't even consider him a top 12 player. Chris Paul's an even better example. Like,
Damian Lillard did make that team.
Chris Paul is an even better example. Like, we all assumed that he was kind of just creeping into the twilight of his career. Then he goes to Phoenix. They get the #1 seed. They go to the finals. And now everybody has him as a top 15 player.
Yeah.
Even before Phoenix, he took OKC to the playoffs.
Yeah, but like when he was on OKC and on Houston, people didn't consider him a top 15 player. He wasn't going for MVP when he was on OKC.
I mean, he hasn't. I understand how people wanted him to be MVP last year, at least in the discussion, but it's like he didn't have the production for it.
If I pull up a top, like, I'm pretty sure we made a top 20 list last year. I guarantee you Chris Paul's not on yours. Or the year before that. I guarantee he's not on yours. I guarantee
if you can find it.
I'm willing to bet $1,000 he's not on it.
Pass.
Like, I'm telling you, like,
I'm pretty sure we made a list too, but
like we make a list every year, bro. We make a list every year, but I'm saying, like, the amount of games that you're, like, if you're putting up crazy numbers, Zach LaVine was putting up better numbers last year. Now he's a top 25 player because his team is winning. Like, you can't tell me that wins don't affect how we view a player. You could put up crazy numbers if your team is. If you could put up crazy numbers, if your team isn't winning, it's like, okay, like, what's happening? What's going wrong? And it's not like the Lakers are trash. They have pieces. You're like, they don't have Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook as your second piece is still better than most people in the league, bro. Like,
I'm not saying that wins don't contribute to a player's evaluation. I think you guys are overstating the value of it. Like, because you just named a handful of examples that prove my theory right. Like, these guys are regarded as top whatever players, even though their teams have stunk. Like right now, Damian Lillard, his team stinks. He's top 10.
But that's very
Bradley
recent,
Beal,
though.
when he averaged 35, he was top 25 that year.
That's very
you say I don't have Chris Paul on my. We can look it up because I remember a time that I made a list together where I had
talking
Steph
about
Curry
last year, or you're talking about last week? You're talking about last week, bro?
No, I had Steph Curry ranked pretty low, and I think that team or that list was from last year, or maybe the year before. I'm pretty sure Chris Paul was on my list.
Yeah, didn't you have Curry at like not even top 10?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Fucking psychopath. While David's trying to look up this list, just for the record, when we were talking about how Harden just went crazy like past 4 games, his game logs before that stretch 20, 25, 23, 14, 20, 12, 20, 14.
Oh, in February of 2020, I put CP3 at 29.
29? That's not in the top 20, nigga. So what happened between now and then? Because now you have him at 17. That's 12 spots he jumped. What happened? He's putting up the same numbers.
He got off OKC.
Yeah, now he's on what? A winning team? Is that what happened?
He went OKC was on a winning team too.
Yeah, OKC was like the 7th seed. They were a first round elimination. Now he's on a team that's actually winning.
They went to the finals.
They went to the finals, and now he's number 17 with the same numbers. What happened?
Win.
started
winning. This nigga just proved his point for me. Look at him, looking at the fucking floor.
Right, bro. Winning
down there,
does
nigga.
contribute, bro, but it's not the only thing. Like, again, like you said, Steph Curry is better than LeBron because of gravity and winning. So he's the best player in the NBA by that logic.
No.
But you're telling me no.
I'm saying, like if LeBron was the greatest player in the league, with that team, he should be winning more games. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, he missed 12 of their 36 games.
And that's another thing that I brought up.
That's with a brand new roster.
And I brought up that shit to you too when you're when making the top 25 list, right? You knocked Jaylen Brown for injuries. When Brown missed,
he missed
12 games.
all of the playoffs last year, and he's missed a handful of games this year,
bro. And then Braun.
I mean, I can't give LeBron the benefit of the doubt. He has carried nobodies to the finals. Jaylen Brown's doing that.
All right, but then that's the issue,
he
right?
Did that? When was the last time he did that?
Is you're taking past shit into account for this season when we're talking about
2018?
So who on my list should Jaylen Brown be ahead of?
What would you say, Chris?
You didn't even have Jaylen Brown on your list, rookie. It's also like, well, what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about using your lot, and I had Jaylen Brown on my list. Bitch. It was just further back.
I'm saying like
Jaylen Brown was unavailable for the entire postseason last year.
I understand what you're saying.
His team exited in the first round.
Correct.
2019, LeBron missed what, 30 games?
2019?
Yes, when he first went to the Lakers.
His first year with the Lakers, he missed like 30-something games, and they didn't make the playoffs.
Okay, and then the next season was the COVID year where you had like 3 months off. And then the next season, which was last season,
when's the finals?
He got hurt. He got hurt again. He didn't go to the finals last year.
No, I'm talking about 2020. He went to the finals and he won it, where he beat Denver and Jokic.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be petty. I'm going to be less petty this year. Anyways, like the COVID year was weird because they got like 4 months off, right?
Yeah.
And they were in the bubble. So the next year, which was last year, he got injured again. He missed time. And then this year, he's already missed time. So like, are we not going to just take this into consideration, or are we going to have to wait another 4 years of him getting injured to start taking injury into consideration?
I mean, Kevin Durant missed a bunch of games last year and the year before that.
Which is true.
And we still have him top 5.
No, that's true. That's a good point.
Steph Curry missed an entire season with a wrist injury. Still top 5.
But we know.
Yeah, but we're taking it season by season though, is what we're saying. And then you want to use injuries conveniently for someone like Jaylen Brown talking about last year, and then going into this year. But then Jimmy and Bam and Bron have all missed a bunch of time too because of injuries, and you still have them listed appropriately, not taking injuries into consideration.
So do you.
Yeah,
I do that with
KD and Curry.
You have Jimmy and Bam in your top 25 and LeBron in your top 25 as well.
Exactly. But I'm not knocking Jaylen Brown because of injuries like you are.
You didn't even put your list in order, Anthony.
But that's
so we don't even know where you have him ranked.
Listen, you guys even asked if we're taking injuries into consideration, and I said no, because if that's the case, then that means that Bam and Jimmy wouldn't be on there because they've missed so many games, and you said okay. And then we go with when you were ranking Jaylen Brown, and then you put that like, oh, the injury shit with him missing games this year and last year.
That's why he's lower than what he usually would be.
I see what Rook is saying. Rook is saying that like in his
But he has him on his list too.
Relax.
I wasn't taking
injuries. Time out. Rook, relax. Like what he's saying is that he's not taking injuries into consideration. You are.
We excluded 3 guys, dog. Clay, Kawhi, and Kyrie.
Because they haven't played at all.
At all.
Exactly. My knock on Jaylen Brown was his recent availability, dating back to the playoffs was last year. Because I think it was his wrist that he hurt as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right. So like what Rook is saying is, why does that work for Jaylen Brown, but that doesn't work for LeBron?
LeBron does a lot more than Jaylen Brown. And LeBron's teams are better. They win more.
Do they?
Like Jimmy's teams and Bam's teams. All right, but again, like, so who's next? Jokic. Tell me how Jokic is better than LeBron James.
Jokic wins more games with less talent. Like this is what I'm sticking by. Like they're the number 6 team in the West right now, and his second best player is Aaron Gordon. Like you're talking about how the Lakers have been injured. Like the Nuggets are one of the most injury plagued teams in the league right now. He's
I agree.
no consistent roster at all, and somehow he's been able to keep them afloat. Last year, when he lost Jamal Murray, they went from the 3rd seed. They even went up as high as the 2nd seed and then dropped back to the 3rd seed. Like he's been carrying his team. You can't say the same about last year. He lost AD, and that was it. The fucking wheels fell off. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. That's why they lost against Phoenix. But you mentioned inconsistency in lineups. You know which team leads the league in most different starting lineups and most different players to log minutes? You know who leads the league in both of those categories?
Are you gonna tell us the Miami Heat?
The Lakers.
Ah.
So it's like even with all of the inconsistencies that Denver has faced, which is a ton, especially to key guys. You're down what, 3 starters? Porter, Murray, 2 starters. But even still, ridiculously important
Stars.
pieces.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Oh, even with all that inconsistency, the Lakers have faced even more inconsistency.
So there's like, would you rather have inconsistency or talent? Like, I think I'd rather just have talent, and the Lakers have it. Like, they have the pieces there. Like
All
you're
right,
acting like when you're having this argument, you pretend like Russell Westbrook doesn't exist. Like you like
I have him
it's like
top
he's
25, but he's not playing
just
to his
ejects him
potential.
from his. He's still a top 30 player, even at this level of his career. He's still a top 30 player.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I trust you on that because a few weeks ago you said he was top 25, and then you excluded him from your top 25. So it's like, why don't you add 5 more guys to your top 25? Is Russell Westbrook one of them?
Do you believe he's top 25 or top 30?
I do. I put him on my list.
So we're on the same page. He's still a top 30 player. Do you believe he's a top? Fuck what I believe. Do you believe he's a top 30 player?
I do.
Yes. So, but it doesn't matter what I believe.
Not playing.
LeBron has a top 30 player on his team. If Westbrook was playing to his potential, he would be a top 15 player. But right now, he's still a top 30 player.
Yeah, and then you take into account.
LeBron
missed 12 games
COVID
initially,
and the Trump, and there's always something. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you will never like. This is what happens. Like, you either hear, like, this is what it means to be a fan. You hear, right? Like, to some people, there's nothing LeBron can do that can justify where other people see him, right? Like, LeBron could do the most amazing things, and they will constantly try to degrade him, constantly try to, like, diminish his accomplishments. But then on the other side, you got like David, where you're not allowed to make any type of criticism. Where it's like, no, it's always this.
You just told me Steph is better than him because of gravity and team wins.
Like, you look at Steph's team. Like, who's the best
How about
player
Kevin
on his team
Durant
right now?
How's Kevin Durant better than LeBron James?
Look at Steph Curry's team. Like, who's
they're pretty good.
Second best player? Who's the second best player?
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins.
Like, you think
Andrew Wiggins is giving you 22 a game on 43% from
why wasn't he doing that? Why wasn't he doing that when he was with Cat over in Minneapolis?
I don't know, dude. He went from playing with Karl Anthony Towns to Steph Curry. I have no idea why his looks have gotten so much better.
You answered your question, nigga. You answered your question.
That was sarcasm. Of course his looks are going to improve when he goes from playing with Karl Anthony Towns to Stephen Curry.
Like, we're watching on a nightly basis for guys at Steph Curry. That's not me trying to be dramatic. They sent 4 fucking players at Steph Curry. Like,
I'm watching Steph Curry right now, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you,
I'm
bro.
telling you, bro. Like,
they're not sending 4 guys. At least not Miami.
It's insane. Like, I'm telling you, like as he crosses half court, the whole.
I'm telling you right now, that's not happening.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Now, they don't pick him up at half court. They just play him one-on-one all game, and Steph Curry doesn't do anything. Andrew Wiggins just drank the space jam juice. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Kevin Durant, how's he better than LeBron James?
At this point, he's better offensively and defensively.
Offensively, the only advantage he has is scoring. LeBron James is more efficient. From the
Offensively,
field.
all he has is scoring. Peterson, you don't even watch sports. Offensively, all he's better at is scoring.
That's points per game. And this it's by 1 point. All right, so here's another one. Here's something for you. Rookie, you like 3-pointers, right? So from the field, LeBron James is more efficient by a little bit, but he's more efficient. From 3, they're both roughly 38%. Kevin Durant's shooting 5 a game. LeBron James is shooting 8 a game.
Okay.
They're shooting the same percentage, but LeBron is shooting more. And the point per game difference is only like 1 point. And then rebounds, assists, that's or actually Kevin Durant's gotten more rebounds because he plays, the 4 and the 5 more. As of until LeBron's been playing the center lately, and he's putting up
Who's the better scorer?
LeBron.
LeBron's a better scorer than Kevin Durant.
He's more efficient and the 3-pointers,
Okay.
bro.
You're right.
And he got a
bro.
post game.
We might have
Durant
to just move on
doesn't?
from this one, bro.
You can't physically impose LeBron, dog. You can do that to Durant.
I
I mean, I just watched Durant.
Watch.
Plans put on him by
I'm watching right now. Let's move on to the next thing, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to
how's
you.
Kevin Durant
we're
better than
pretty much
LeBron,
at
dog?
time. We're pretty much
He's
at
not,
time.
nigga.
how's
Yeah, we already. punted on it.
Giannis? Here's another one. How's Giannis better than LeBron?
He's not better, bro.
Because
LeBron's the best,
remember that
bro.
shit I said, bro. Based off what you're saying now, look, Giannis, a bunch of wins 2 years ago,
Mhm.
back-to-back 1 seed, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Why he wasn't better than LeBron back then?
Nah, I'm tripping, man. Wins don't mean anything.
No. Giannis had him. Giannis was the 1 seed back-to-back years. 30 and 12 a game, back-to-back years. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Why he wasn't better than LeBron back then?
When you look
Nah,
at,
he-
sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No.
I was
This
just
for
gonna
Anthony.
repeat
This
the
for
same
Anthony. This
thing,
for
bro.
Anthony.
Okay.
I was gonna repeat the same thing.
So when you look at during that time, right, when they were talking about MVPs, like when you start talking about MVPs, automatically you start ranking where people are, right? And then it always comes down to let's see what he does in the postseason. Because the shit wasn't translating what he was doing in the regular season into the postseason.
Bro, like you're
And
a
now it
Miami fan.
does.
You seen what Miami did to him. Like what? Like why are you sighing for? Like what?
And then
Because
now
he's
Miami
better than LeBron now, according to Anthony.
yeah,
But I'm saying,
yes,
but
he's
his
had
His
success
production
in the
and it's
postseason.
just the same.
nigga, like, did you not watch the finals last year?
Bro, he shot on DeAndre Ayton, dog. Like, we're gonna anoint him for that.
Who y'all were praising.
We're anointing Giannis for shitting on DeAndre Ayton.
We're
Is
anointing.
that what's
we're
happening?
anointing-
Bro. I think Giannis is,
I'm
is
saying
one of the
because
most.
if Giannis is better
he
than
tied-
LeBron now, he was better than him back then.
I just
think
told you
Giannis
that-
has gotten better, bro. Like Giannis
Yes.
definitely. If you think Giannis is
Dog,
just as good as he was in 2020, then this conversation's over. Like,
Sure,
you-
where he's improved. He went from a 28% 3-point shooter to 31.
No,
Alright, so,
he
like,
actually went from
Giannis-
30 to 28.
So from 2020 till now, so from 2020 to now, Giannis is the same. From 2018 till now, LeBron is the same. This is what I'm saying. Like these arguments are pointless. I feel like you're just stuck. Like you're not moving.
No, so
You're just-
Giannis can improve, but LeBron can't then. Because I mean, I
He's
just told you
37
LeBron is
years
shooting,
old.
and he's still going crazy.
That's fine.
If,
And you bring up playoff success, Anthony. Where's Jokic's playoff success? Because he surpassed LeBron according to Christopher.
bro, all right, so that's my conversation piece when it comes to Giannis, right? With Jokic, this man lost his fucking roster in the playoffs.
No. He had Aaron Gordon. Like he had Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
He had Monte Morris.
So why didn't he just go Super Saiyan? That's what
'Cause
you
he's
asked LeBron
trash.
to do
'Cause he's
against Phoenix
trash.
last year.
Because
You said why he didn't go Super Saiyan?
Nigga.
Why Jokic didn't go Super Saiyan?
He went back-to-back 3-1 series. Like, are you saying he didn't go Super Saiyan? Like, what are you saying? He shitted on Gobert.
You asked
and-
why LeBron didn't beat Phoenix by himself without Anthony Davis. I'm asking you why Jokic didn't beat who did he lose to last year? The Nuggets. When he
I'm
lost,
pretty sure it was Phoenix.
Why he didn't go Super Saiyan?
Yeah, because he doesn't like Jokic doesn't have that LeBron factor. I don't want to do this again, nigga. I've already made my point. You can rewatch this episode if you want to.
This is what you gotta do, bro. Why he didn't go Super Saiyan?
I don't know, nigga. He's from Serbia. Like I don't know. It's like I feel like I gotta teach this nigga English, teach him basketball at the same time. It's annoying. Like
nah, dog.
Like one guy is winning more games than we expect them to win. One is winning less. Like I don't know how to make it simpler for you, but whatever.
All right, so in a few weeks, your opinion's gonna change.
Yeah, I know, nigga.
Correct their shit.
In a few weeks, we're gonna talk about COVID. I get it. Go ahead, Rook.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this shit up.
You're just counting on
COVID
we're gonna
wrap this shit up.
Save your points.
We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. So, thank you guys for listening. All right, again, like, comment, subscribe, put on the bell notification so you know when we upload a new video. We try to go every Wednesday. Sometimes it carries over into Thursday, but pretty consistently within those Wednesday, Thursday dates. But if you have the bell on, you'll know. So appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you all, my friends who came on to have this discussion today. Y'all have a good night. Bye.